You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Epstein banner flies in Buckingham Palace Throne Room as fury mounts at Andrew, based on an article by Daniel Hampton. Buckingham Palace was never the story. The target was secrecy, not spectacle. Anti-monarchy activists walked into Buckingham Palace as paying visitors and unfurled a banner in the throne room beside Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and Jeffrey Epstein. What did you know? That was the point. The protest was not a stunt aimed at decorum. It was a direct strike at the monarchy's favored political technology, insulation, delay, and managed ignorance. Power sat in the palace. The article correctly centers the wrong man only at first glance. Andrew is the scandal's visible disgrace, but the institution with actual power is the royal household itself, backed by state deference, police access, intelligence briefings, and ministerial caution. Graham Smith's argument is blunt and credible on its own terms. If there were national security and blackmail risks, palace officials did not discover them by accident after everyone else did. They were either told, or they chose not to know out loud. Deeply concerned is not accountability. Charles and William are not being asked to feel bad. They are being asked what they knew, when they knew it, and why the institution protected a man now arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The royal response, as reported, is the usual ceremonial fog. The law must take its course, deeply concerned, thoughts with the victims. That is not accountability. It is reputational damage control dressed up as moral seriousness. The real crime is institutional delay. The article notes that public opinion on Andrew has collapsed and support for the monarchy has hit its lowest level in Ipsos polling since 1993. Those numbers matter, but not because they are a mood swing. They matter because they show how much harm an institution can absorb while still hiding behind inherited legitimacy. The monarchy's problem is not merely Andrew's behavior. It is that secrecy has been normalized as governance, and secrecy is exactly what allows abuse to survive contact with rank. Parliament is finally naming the rot. The protest was timed to support Green MP Ian Barry's push on royal exemptions from freedom of information rules. That is the only serious axis in this story, not whether the palace is embarrassed, but whether an unelected institution should keep enjoying procedural darkness while people with less power carry the consequences. The fact that police are now preparing to interview relatives of Epstein's victims in the United States only underscores the imbalance. Survivors have had to fight for years against secrecy. The powerful have had to fight for years against disclosure. The pattern is elite impunity. This is what authoritarian-adjacent institutions look like in practice. Not always jackboots, often varnish. Not always open cruelty, often administrative concealment. The monarchy survives by making itself appear above politics while relying on the most political resource of all, protected opacity. Andrew is the embarrassment. Secrecy is the system. And until that system is stripped of its exemptions, its rituals of regret will keep functioning as cover for elite impunity. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Ross Doherty for today's article, with the automated voice of Marcus. Thanks for listening.